Hey folks, how's it going? Granblue had a summer stream yesterday, and like last time, I want to condense the new release information and add a bit of my impressions for them. I've watched the stream on Twitch with DYDK hosting and Kaito translating. Extra informations come from the @Granblue_EN Twitter, always doing a fantastic job. I'll leave the link in the description, please hit them up. After the greetings, during which someone couldn't put his phone down, come the usual stats sections. Nothing too unusual in here other than the 70 people who managed to recruit all 10 evokers. Number that immediately went up to 71 as Nakamura got his last pact breaker on stream with a nice hard flex. The rest were just popularity grabs for characters and weapons. About an hour later came the social distancing approved minigames, which as usual brought out a few memes. The news section opens up with Versus and its 1.4 update, bringing some more story mode chapters and a Zoe fight, a blitz mode and a boss attack mode which will go live on August 17th and will see players square off against Ares for a trophy and a nameplate. This was followed by Belial's trailer and the reveal of Cagliostro as the second season pass 2 character. People have been wondering for a while what would the Belial bonus code be, and it looks like it's going to be a Belial lookalike skin for MC. As for Relink, there was one announcement, but that announcement was that there's going to be an announcement for it around Christmas time. That's it. The last Relink news we've got are from the GB Fest 2019, 7 months ago, and it's going to be 5 more until another possible trailer or gameplay. An entire year of silence doesn't sound all that great, but all we can do is hope and pray for things to go well. As for actual Granblue news, we start with the new summer characters. Albert and Ferry have just been released and will be followed by Silva and Mimlemel. As previously leaked, the swimsuit skins for Nier and Alaran were revealed, and they do look pretty damn good. Both of them are already live as well. As a little bit of a surprise, the Magna Summons got a 5-star on cap, bringing their skill boost up to 140% and gaining some improved effects when called. Luminero's Dispel is now guaranteed, Celeste gets an extra accuracy lowered debuff, and Yggdrasil adds a second buff to the random one she gives. This is a pretty big update and it went live immediately after the stream ended. The mats required to bring the summons to 5-star aren't even that demanding, so a lot of Magna players are going to see a fairly large power spike right before the Guild War. Event-wise, Eye of the Storm should have already been added to the side stories, and on the 15th we'll be getting a new iteration of Rise of the Beast, coming with the new trade items, an entire new set of weapons and 4 new summons. From this run onward though, the gold nuggets will be discontinued, as apparently 422 are more than enough, and they're going to be replaced with a new tradable item for purchasing gold bars. Apparently no gold bar restock this time around though. This Rise of the Beast will also see the addition of a non-elemental raid that appears to have all the beasts fused together. Hopefully it will help with the pendants collection. As for the summons, they are all pretty much the same. 4-star beasts, bringing a boost to CA damage and a rare chance for an instant standby on call. They kind of feel like filler, or at least they feel like they'll be waiting for a 5-star on cap when their rare chance for an instant CA becomes guaranteed like the Huanglong. On the other hand, all the weapons will have a Magna attack and a Magna progression skill. These look quite nice, especially for Highlander grades. Also, the water one looks like an axe, but it's actually a sword. Go figure. Right before the Guild War, we will also get August's 5-star on cap, this one going to Cerise. A lot of people were expecting more grand characters and caps like Yugen and Rosetta. I was personally rooting for Yggdrasil even if I don't have her, but yeah, we'll see how Cerise turns out. The next Xeno is planned for September. Sagittarius will bring his summon as well as a 5-star on cap for his spear. And then...
そのキャラは SS レア水属性のロミオ。おお、このシルエットは明らかにロミオだな。
Yep, that's a grave. Apparently Romeo and Juliet will get another event, this one also coming with a 5-star on cap for Romeo at the end of it. A wonderful piece of news is that the 5-star on cap material will also be purchasable from the shop after the event will be over, alongside the materials for Sandophon, Zeta and Aoidos. It looks like some complaining went real long way and those 5-star will no longer be time gated. The end of August will also see an update to the Magna 2 raids, with the new weapon series, increased drop rates on weapons and anima, and a shorter animations for the phase transitions. Sadly, there's no info on the weapons yet, hopefully they'll be interesting enough to warrant a slot in many grids. In order to speed up everyone's daily routine, they're also about to add a Pro Hard mode, which will allow you to spend 270 AP to skip all the 6 hard Magna fights. I still kind of do this with our characters for pendants, so if the Pro Skip doesn't let you get them, I'm afraid I might actually skip it myself. Around the middle of September, we'll also get a new Raw 4 class, the Robin Hood. I've been expecting a new bow class for a while now, and there we have it. It will be bow specialty only and will also come with more pets. I'm really curious to see how this turns out. With no specific date, there will also be some improvements to the Battle System 2.0, starting from the Chain Burst. This will be renamed into Fatal Chain and you'll be able to fill up the meter but choose when to use it, making a few of the Dragon triggers a lot easier to get through. Another addition is going to be the Guard All button, finally, as well as the possibility to guard after using skills. The omens will also be changed to activate at the end of the turn in order to avoid having multiple omens activating in a single one. Looks like a few nice changes, even if the characters relying on Chain Burst seem to still get shafted. We also got some more info on old promised content such as the Tower of Babel. Going live in September, it will require you to create 3 teams of 4 members each to take on various stages. It's been presented as endgame content, so maybe we can expect a level of difficulty similar to the Proving Ground Proud or Proud Plus. The other promised pieces of content was the PvE event awarding badges. This has been called Dread Barrage and will consist in a crew-based event in which you'll take on harder and harder enemies, earning honor and victory bonuses as you go along. Going live on October 14th, I must admit I'm really looking forward to it. Lastly, there's the Arcarum Sandbox. Originally scheduled for summer, it will go live in November instead. It won't require Arcarum tickets to enter, so me and everyone else that has been hoarding them is now free to spend them all. And it will come with 10 new weapons of which we know nothing about. Starting from September 2nd, we'll also see a new drop-up campaign, during which the raid host will receive double drops, and the raid itself will also drop a new purple chest. The rotation will start from the fire raids and will move on a weekly basis. And then we move on to the character skins. They're planning to introduce a skin gacha system in which you can roll for MC palette swaps or the new Mirage style skins that allow you to change the MC to look like another character. They've showcased a few skins as previews and they do look quite nice, but this is a secondary gacha that will cost 200 MOBA coins or crystals for 1 draw and 2000 MOBA coins or crystals for a 10 draw. It will also apparently have a spark system stopping at 200 draws, but this whole thing doesn't sit too well with me. On one side, characters will be able to get more art and art updates, on the other it does look quite expensive. I'm someone who likes collecting characters, I don't care much for skins, but a secondary gacha can also open the doors to free draws campaigns limited to it, or skin pick tickets and so on. I'm really skeptical about it and I do hope my fears are not going to manifest. Sadly, no real news have been brought up for the 6-star Eternals, just the new charge attack animation for Siete. And with that, we move on to this other sad news. Due to logistic issues, character seasonal lines will stop after the 5th year. These are New Year's, Birthday, Valentine, White Day and Halloween. On one side, it's even understandable due to the size of the GBF roster. On the other, Korwa has always been one of my favorite characters and I was already only reading her lines about 3 times a year. Knowing she won't get any more feels pretty damn bad, and like her, so many others. They're kinda dropping the ball on this one. Hopefully they'll walk back on it, or at least find a way to give old characters a bit more time under the spotlight. And speaking of spotlights, the second Lovelace collab will finally make its way into the side stories on September 8th, and with it, the third years will finally get their 5-star on cap. As far as the new collabs though, it looks like we'll be getting one with Shadowverse in September, except it's the anime. I personally haven't watched it nor heard anything about it, but I would prefer if it was the actual game itself, maybe with some of the new leaders as SSR characters. There's also going to be another collab in December, but we got no info on that. The rest are skins for purchasing the Blu-rays, a cute looking Granblue's anime airing in October, and a little bit of merch. Overall, I guess it was okay. Magna Grids are about to get a nice injection of life, Rise of the Beast is getting a bit of a shake-up, and the new content looks promising. I kind of do fear for the skin gacha though. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. This is going to be it from me for the moment. Thank you all for watching and I'll see you guys soon. Ciao!
あたれーありがとう